when the Spotify.
And tonight we're talking about situational awareness.
Good lead in, right?
Love it. Right. Where are we? Nope, that's Street Fighter. That's all us. Are there lost alien civilizations in our past?
Of course there are. Yes. Duh. Come on. That's been settled.
There we go. Live now. That's what I was looking for. Hi. Don't. No. Oh, hang on. That's me. There we go. All right. Would you really? This was clean on. Why? I don't know why I bother. Why me?
So, Thursday? Thursday? No.
Thursday. Yeah, I've lost days. I actually curled up on the sofa for an hour, which was really nice. First sleep I'd had in a while, and it was actually really about an hour and a quarter. It was actually rather nice. So yeah, the days are blurred together. It's interesting times out there, and unfortunately not necessarily in a good way. I mean, it's been fantastic. I mean, talk about uniting an entire world behind a single cause. I don't think we could have fucking done it I can't think of anything else that would have done it. Almost an entire nation. Let me rephrase that. There's about a dozen ransomware groups which have aligned with the losing side, and they are being justly pursued. But yeah.
What you're saying is you've been living on Zulu time.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've been living on borrowed time.
Well, you have a lot of time. He still has a lot of time.
Look, I'm late.
You're late?
You guys. I'm late. Yeah, I'm late. I crashed my Mac.
If we're doing it, we're doing it.
I crashed my Mac. I'm a hacker.
I need tippy. Tippy for my bum. There we go. I'm late.
For the record, Conti, you suck.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
It was kind of dumb.
Although I do like that it was one of the Ukrainian members that was like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah, that was it's interesting to see the fracturing across the different groups. And actually a little bit of there's been, I don't know if I call it soul searching. There's definitely been a little bit of everybody figuring out who everybody is and where everybody's core allegiances lie and all this kind of stuff before they declare an allegiance. There's a bunch of fracturing out there, which actually sucks because it means we've got more chasing to do, but it doesn't suck because there's a lot of exposure happening. All right, you got fed. Bogosiowski.
Look, Velcro sticks to my mustache. It's funny, right?
Now you're extra late.
Yeah,
super, man, I'm so fucking late.
You got blue badge mustache late.
I do have a confession.
There's not even like a category for the lateness right now. I mean, it's like it's out of here, dude.
You just leating all over the place.
So late. I mean, I smell late.
I do have a confession while we're talking about late and late speak.
Oh,
so
yeah, I do smell kind of late. I think I forgot to take a shower. Yeah, I'm mega late. Ultra late. Can't hack this shit. Fuck no, man.
All right, go lay down. Yeah, you.
What's your confession? The booth is open.
The booth is. I probably need it. Right, last one.
Chris is about to make a confession.
Well, not that bad, a much one. So,
is it going to get us another letter?
No, it actually won't be kind of nice on this one. No, this is actually a fairly civilized one. I got the little registration thing for one of the cars to trade it out and messed around with one of the cars. I got the registration for one that I'm probably going to keep for a while. And I'm sitting there and looking at it. I'm like, okay, I can do this online. I actually don't have to go in. So I went online and did it in, and you type in, it's like, what kind of a plate background do you want? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I chose the plate. And they're like, do you want to personalize it? And I'm like, Well, shit. Yeah. Why the hell not? I haven't done that for like years. 15 years probably was the last time I actually went near one of those. And I actually had a gray hat plate in Ohio. So I went through and you're sitting there, they give you a couple of options just in case. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh crap, what do I want to say on the number plate? And I'm like, it's got to be Hacker. It's got to be Elite Speed Hacker. It's probably been taken because let's face it, it's Colorado and it's 303. But I'm like, I have to put it in there. So one of them was Elite Speed for Hacker. I had to do it. If I get it, it'll be good, but it'll be shit. It'll be fun as well. One of them was, I went back to the gray hat one again because of some of the stuff that's going on. I'm okay with gray hat. The black hat, white hat thing pisses me off, but I'm okay with gray. And then the other one was Hillbilly. I did like 7 letters for Hillbilly 1, so that'd be fun.
I'm actually quite
if
shocked.
If you get one of the first two, I have to admit, I'm gonna think a little bit less of you.
Oh, I get it.
I'm still gonna love you.
Wait, Chris, you missed a beautiful opportunity.
What?
Yeah, left arrow bracket, NULL, right arrow bracket. You totally missed a solid opportunity here.
Well, if they come back and they tell me I can't have it, then I'll go for it. But
I don't think you can do brackets.
I don't think
letters and numbers.
You know what? It's amazing. You could just put null and then just a little bit of sticky tape will do it, and you'll only get pulled over probably once or twice a year. It'll be fine. Oh, I didn't know that Fred did that again. I'm so sorry. No, it's one I haven't done it in donkey's years, and I'm not one for those. But I'm like, because normally you go into the DMV and it's that instant gratification. You hand over money, they hand over plates. You're like, ooh, I got plates. But now it was online, so there was no instant gratification. So now I'm not sitting there with plates. I'm waiting, and I don't really care how long I wait because I didn't have them and I don't have them, so it doesn't really bother me either way now. So fuck it. So there's my confession. I should have done the dark web thing, the Dr. Dark Web thing. That's now live. It's scary. It's all live.
It's alive.
It's alive. That scares the crap out of me. It really does scare the hell out of me.
You have a PhD in dark webbery.
Apparently so. I need a PhD in dark webbery. I got my lordship. Did I show you guys my lordship?
I have not seen some lordship.
But he's a gray hat Spider-Man. Dark web.
Mm-hmm. No, I like that.
Mm-hmm. That was for the folks that might be slow. Ooh, do you now own?
I now own a lordship.
Nice.
So freaking hilarious. Apparently it's all framed to look civilized.
And watch after World War III's over, that'll actually like hold up because it'll be the only documents left because it's on paper.
It's on paper, and it's probably going to be the only. Well, no, Scotland will get his ass handed to it, unfortunately, because we store the nuclear submarines for the UK up in northern Scotland. So yeah, Scotland's going to get its ass handed to it. So I don't know where's. I mean, that is a good question. In a nuclear war, not that anywhere's going to be safe, but where would be safe? I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Nevada.
No. Now this.
Above or below?
All right. Okay. So all right. Let me.
Patterson. I'd go with Wright Patterson personally, but that's just me.
All right. So now, okay. Let's tinfoil hat off. No.
Slightly ajar.
No, tinfoil hat off and right. Publicly known, verified options only. On known and verified, not verified by other tinfoil hats.
Nope. Hold on.
Where are we going? Where are we going to go? I'm going to the. Jesse's got his place in the middle of Nebraska with the quarry, and I gotta be honest, I'm kind of contemplating heading out that way. Chip, Mississippi. Actually, that's not a bad one. All right, so there's the question for the evening before Evan explains to us exactly what the hell we're meant to be doing this evening is not Wyoming. For fuck's sakes, do you know how many nuclear silos are in Wyoming? That whole area, along with Colorado and the Front Range, is going to be a glassy surfaced, non-livable place for the next billion years.
Verifiable, open to the public, and they're taking reservations. We'll go to the Greenbrier.
No, are you serious? It is open.
Hello,
now, isn't it?
problem solved. There you
Right.
go. And
No,
it's
you're right.
actually rated for this very city.
No, you're right. I totally forgot they finally opened that, didn't they? No, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
There you go.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. They did open that up, didn't they?
And it still meets all the specs of the tinfoil.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that one. Good call.
Although we just like blasted it out to the internet. Maybe that wasn't the best idea because now everybody's gonna try to go there.
The little Russian is like, God, motherfucking, I think it's like, bollocks, got him. Although it would, it's always interesting, isn't it? I mean, we all say it can withstand X, but there's no comeback. You're not going to be knocking on the builder's door going, you motherfucker, it didn't withstand this because I got vapor. No, that doesn't work that way. Yeah.
Well, if we trust the physics at scale for the and then we also have to trust that the manufacturing was done to spec and standard.
Yeah.
Then in theory, right now, if they're smart, they overcompensated for the variability.
Yeah, this is government.
And therefore, no matter how bad you fuck it up, you're still on the side of safe.
This is government contracting. We're all fucked at this point.
Although the telco line in there would be a hoot.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. You could have a good final conversation with somebody before they ended up as a glass house.
Mm-hmm.
Or potentially depends on, again, did they go to the lowest bidder or to the one that actually bought the right materials in? John Kittleson, I go to the pub, have a drink, and wait for it to blow over. Yeah, literally, it will blow over. The pub itself.
Well, that doesn't seem to be their strategy. Shelling a reactor apparently is their strategy.
Dumbass motherfuckers. I mean, really?
I just love how calm they were too. They're like, "Hey guys, could y'all like just pull it with the heavy weapons? It's cool. Keep shooting the guns. You can keep shooting with the AK, but if you can dial it back on the
big motherfucker." What was that movie where they were what was the movie? There was a movie, infamous line in a movie. It was like, "Do not shoot the nuclear bomb" or something like that. It was,
yeah, right.
There was a movie line, something along those lines.
The good news is it'll just be radiation leak. It's not going to be some that's not good, but
yeah.
But to that point, situational awareness. So Evan,
what?
Why don't you lead us into?
No, I'm busy.
No. This
to
is
a
yours.
reactor.
This is
I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
It's all you. It is all you.
You guys are in my ear. Get the fuck out of my ear.
Not happening. We're in your ear. We're in your head. We're in your environment. We're in your body. We got you.
Definitely in your computer.
Hang on. What do you?
In my body?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, biotech and nanotech, you be screwed. Oops, I said that on a recorded session, didn't I? Hey, delete the last.
I don't like this.
What?
I don't
yeah,
like
what?
this.
No. Hey, no letters, please. No. We're sorry. He was talking in hypotheticals.
What happened?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Fuck.
Situational awareness.
Which clearly Chris is lacking.
I'm still waking up. I took a hard. Oh, hunt for do not shoot the nukes with. It wasn't with mortars. Yeah, there we go. Hunt for do not.
No, it was heavy artillery.
Yeah, no, there was something else as well. All right, Evan, situational.
What?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Squirrel fuckers.
Sorry.
Coming back and
sorry.
You run it. Where did he go now?
I squirreled off.
You run around and then you come back and you fucking steal the nuts and then you go fucking running around again. You guys, what the hell? No, okay. Situational awareness. Nobody's fucking got it.
Well, that's not a squirrel. That's a
And
squirrel.
that's done. That's the show. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
I was looking for a squirrel. It's a rabbit.
You found a rabbit fucking another rabbit.
That looked like a squirrel for a second.
As one does when they're looking at squirrels.
Yeah, that makes sense then. I'm good with that, I guess. No. Okay, so let me I gotta fucking pull this up because I wrote something about it, right?
Yeah, you did. You did a nice job on it.
A lot of fucking pressure. You guys just put me on a fucking thing here. And
I mean, we can talk a little bit about situational awareness in the context of what's going on over in Ukraine.
That's keys.
Okay, so let me. No. So okay. So
What happened?
Yeah, you did. You did a nice job on it.
oh fuck, you're over here now.
Uh-oh. I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat for you.
Look, you're right there.
I mean, we can talk a little bit about situational awareness. In the
Oh,
context of
we're
what's
now
going
on the
over
phone.
in Ukraine. Why are we on the phone?
Because he wanted to read the thing.
Okay, so I totally want to read the thing. I want to get myself situationally aware.
Got it.
Hold on. Let me put this shit back. All right, you can hear me again?
Yeah.
Was there a time there where you couldn't hear me?
No,
we
it's
can hear
got
lots of
you and lots of other things going on.
Who are you guys and why are you here?
Who
Wait.
I
knows?
ask myself that often.
All right. So so situational awareness, you see it everywhere. You see, like, how many people, some of us have this habitual, right? We just know our situation. We know we know our surroundings. I know the ways to get out of this. You know, right now I'm in my house. I know my daughter's upstairs with her friend. I know my wife is upstairs watching TV, probably getting ready to go to bed. I know that all doors are locked except for the sliding door, you know, in the kitchen. I know that there's one kitchen light on, and it's over the stove. I know that there's one light on in the living room. The TV's off. I've got two dogs sitting behind me. My thermostat's at 73 degrees. All the windows are locked. All the windows are also covered on the first floor because I don't like people watching what I'm doing when I'm in my house. My truck's parked in the back. It's locked. My keys are, you know, hanging by the kitchen door. You know, I mean, we know these things and we pay attention to these things, even though I'm a fucking squirrel and I'm all over the place all the time. One of the things I rarely ever lose is situational awareness. Right? When I'm working, I've got 50 fucking things open. I don't know. I mean, I crashed my Mac earlier today because fuck you, Apple now. You know, but I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. My wife comes in, you know, and asks me about the budget for Mexico. I'm like, I sent you the budget for Mexico. She goes, no, you didn't. And I go, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. And she goes, no, you didn't. I go, check your fucking email. Yeah, I did. And here, I'll just bring it up for reference. In the midst of all the fucking shit that you got going on, all the files you've got open all over the fucking place, all the directories,
Yeah.
I still know where shit is. I have this situational awareness. I know when something's out of place. I know when my computer's not running the way it's supposed to be running. I know when it's a little bit slower. I know when a window pops up when it's not supposed to pop up. I know when I type something if the characters go slower than or faster or whatever. And I know the reason why. Right? When I open an email, I know immediately if this is a phishing email, if this is a legitimate email. Same with the text, same with the phone calls. You have the situational awareness. I don't walk down the fucking street like this, right? Because I don't trust people around me. And I'm not paranoid. I'm not some kind of weirdo like that. I just maintain situational awareness. And it's one of those things that we've done. We've acquired it over time. It's a habit. I don't think twice about it. But if you were to ask me all these things, even before sitting here, I could tell you all these things because I just know it. I know who's in my house. Or when I go to a restaurant. When I go to a restaurant, this might be a little bit paranoid. Well, maybe not, but I always like to sit with my back to the wall. I have to see, I have to see people coming and going. I have to see if something's going a little bit funky, and you can always pick that up, right? You can see the commotion, like something. Normally it's like this, and I see something flaring up over here, you know, and I know that's the guy, and without looking, I know it's the guy with the red shirt who's yelling at his wife with the short skirt, because you just pick that shit up. And if more people had that, if more people weren't trying to do a million things at one time without understanding the importance of situational awareness, we'd all be in a much better place. And so that was my beef. I'm tired of, because you almost can't complain, in my opinion, about getting robbed on the street when your head's down on your fucking phone like this. If you get robbed and you were paying attention, I get it. I think you have a legitimate beef, but that's not the ones who are getting targeted. The ones who are getting targeted, because if I was an attacker, I'd go after the guy with with his head buried in his phone.
Right. Earpods on, earpods playing, head down, doesn't know what's going on until it is too late.
Every time. And, and I ride a big truck, right? An F-250. So I get to see down into the cabs of most of the cars that I drive by, and they're all fucking texting.
Mm-hmm.
Not paying attention to what you're doing. And puts other people's lives in danger. It puts your own life in danger. And fuck, we got to do something, man. I'm tired of it.
Well, the problem is, I think, we've had these kinds of conversations before. People don't do anything about it until something happens.
Right.
And then they're all alert. And sometimes they're alert for a long time. And sometimes they go back to it because they want to blame everybody else. We had an accident not because I wasn't paying attention for the last 5 minutes, not because I'm head down or whatever. It's always it's somebody else's problem.
Right. And I swear, some people must just like being victims, because you do blame other people. You don't change your behaviors and you continually do the same shit and you continue to be a victim. And how does that become my problem?
I don't know if let me challenge that one. I'm not sure if I'd say they want to be victims.
No, I'm saying that.
No, but I'm not saying, I don't think, to me, I just don't think they know how to get out of their own way. They're either not willing to, or they don't understand to. Back to that awareness. If they don't have that chip built in to understand what is going on, then I don't know if they're able to even measure how they're influencing or what their impact is on what's going on. Now, the question is that nurture or nature? I have no clue on that one.
I think it's nurture. I think it's something you can teach, because I've seen it taught. They teach it in the military.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, they do. But it's still.
I mean, there's degrees of it, but in general.
Yeah. You definitely you start to question. It's to me, it's that continual. It's that background process of questioning. The what if scenarios continue to run, and it's I walk down the street, and I will typically always walk down the street making sure that I know how I can take everybody out. And it's not being an arse about it. It's just, what is it? What's the saying? Be polite, be professional, have a plan to kill everybody you meet. Not being an arse about it, but it's very, very, very truthful. It's awareness.
Right. And in my state, it's if you have an escape route, you need to escape. So knowing that, I'm always looking for an escape route.
Oh, interesting.
This isn't a standard ground state. So we have to, unless I can't find a way out, I'm not allowed to kill you.
Right.
Oh, well, now that is interesting.
And that includes jumping out of a second-story window.
Where was that? That was, oh gosh, I remember reading something about that. That was, yeah.
Well, and you've got that physical stuff, but I mean, just picking up on little things that are unusual.
Yeah, systems. Why is, talk about Max for a second. I mean, this thing had been running at high load. The fan was on a high pitch, and I'm like, okay, I haven't got enough stuff running for that to happen. I don't have something going on, and you start digging into it, and you end up figuring out what it was. But that's okay, nothing drastic. Thankfully, welcome to Mac ownership to some degree.
But that's situational awareness, right? I mean, we hunt things down. Like something's unusual, I'm going to go figure out why. If I don't know why, my wife is complaining about. We live in a house that was built in 1872, so it's a really old house. And she was upstairs, and she said she heard this loud noise. It sounded like the house is starting to fall down. I'm like, well, that's weird. I'm down here on the first floor and I didn't hear anything. But we'll have to check that out. It's not something you're just like, oh, yeah, that's a weird noise. Fuck it. It's a weird noise. There's something that caused the noise. There's, cause and effect is a real thing.
We had that in this house for a while. For the first year, we were trying to figure a lot of that stuff out. But what we realized was where the sun comes up and down over certain times of the year, the wood frame, the frames are wooden frames, they heat up, and then at night time they compress back down. So you hear them settling back down again. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah.
This house just has to keep standing until August. After that, fall if you want. I don't know. It's not my house anymore.
So that's the plan. Got it. That's
Set a match and run away.
What's that?
You're setting a match and running away?
No. I won't do that. I won't ruin somebody else's dream. But yeah, if it's meant to fall, it'll fall.
You're up in the middle of Wisconsin landish, kind of that general Minneapolis, Wisconsin-y general. You can do a funeral pie thing. You could, anything you're not going to take with you could put in the middle and send off to Valhalla.
It's fine with me.
I like that idea. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm also kind of I have way more shit than I need, so that'd be okay with me. But here's another thing about situational awareness. So one of my friends, he relapsed Tuesday, and he relapsed on. He's a meth head, so he relapsed on meth. Well, he should know better.
Yeah,
it'll happen though.
There's a reason he didn't call me, because he knows what would happen. We'd just beat the fucking tar out of him, because you know better. He's been here before, and that's the thing. I have broken friends, and I like broken friends. My broken friends are real friends, and I love them. But the point is, knowing that he is in that state of mind, we raise the alert level around here. Right. I don't want you just showing up at my fucking house.
Right.
In the middle of the night. So, that's also a situational awareness, right? The situation, obviously physically right here, right now, obviously the situation with my computer and what I'm doing on that right now, but then the situation about what things are occurring in other people's lives that might affect my life, and how would I prepare for that shit? My wife is about ready to go down to Mexico, and she'll be going down by herself for the first week and a half. And before I let her go, well, fuck, that's not how it works. But before she went, I said, I would really like us to have a plan. We need to document an incident response plan for you going to Mexico. And she's like, I can handle it. I'm go, lady, you're 110 fucking pounds. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit how tough you think you are, but we need to plan. Yeah. And planning for isn't like when you're down there and it's like, oh, fuck, I wish I had a plan. No, we're going to do a plan right now. You're going to tell me, where you're going, who's going to be your first call, because I'm a minimum of 5 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
If I got on a plane right now and it just happened to catch it just as it was leaving, the quickest I can get there is 5.5, maybe 6 hours.
Yeah.
And so I need somebody we can get there within 15 minutes. So who down there is somebody that we can trust that can be there in 15 minutes if I call them or you call them?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, well, we better go fucking find somebody. So we did, but that's that situational awareness too. Like, why would I ever go into that situation and not be prepared for it?
Another example, which is we run across it with international travel, laptops, traveling with laptops. How many times have we heard situations where people have gone into foreign countries and on the way back out again, their laptops seized? This isn't the first time. This isn't you're blazing a trail and nobody knew about it. This is a potential. It has a probability. Depending upon your field, it's a pretty high probability. Depending upon what you're doing, it's an even higher probability. Therefore, why are you even setting yourself up for that situation? Why not grab the burner machine and the burner phone and the burner everything, and literally when you come back, burn the damn thing? Why risk it? Why go through that risk? Why go through the headache and the heartache and the suffering and the challenges and put everybody in that high alert state? When did you think you're, I mean, so then you get into that, oh, this, to me, there's a bit of like, oh, it'll happen to somebody else, or it's too much inconvenience, or, you know, people line up all sorts of excuses as to why they think it was happening. But that's when you talk about that, that's how I look at it and interpret it. It's very much that's, you know, I was talking about it with somebody the other day.
Okay, so this is the same problem we have with OPSEC is the same problem we have with digital human, the skills, right? The skills aren't there. We inherently want to trust our community. We used to have community. There were social mechanisms, and the erosion of that, and people being stuck in their phone. Like, and you guys are right. You can pickpocket the shit out of somebody with their phone. So I've been trying to find some stuff, because when they train you, you got to, I mean, these are people that have been through other trainings, and this is the reminders that you get about, hey, be street smart, right?
That's
you know, think about these things. Here's some interesting things, like when you're shopping, keep your ATM and PIN number safe. so the challenge that we have is the people still don't have like the information, right? They don't. I have to tell. So you guys, I think instinctually could go, hey, large amount of money on me, large amount of cash presents a higher risk level. And so if I'm going to carry it, I'm going to get creative. I'm going to, you know, not go through an airport because they'll think I'm doing it for some other reason. But
you know the story when I went and got Violet, right?
Yep.
So I went and got Violet. I drove 14 hours or whatever to Indiana, I think it was. I thought I was getting a Chorky. Hey, you're not a fucking Chorky. She's not a Chorky. Not even close to a Chorky, but I love her. So I went down all the way to Indiana, right? And so I was a little bit tired. I had my gun on me. Indiana's a reciprocal state. So I had my gun, you know, in my truck, and $700 with cash. That's how much it was going to cost. And so I pull up into this place, and things are a little bit off to begin with, right? Because there's some communication issues and whatever. So I'm already a little bit like, something's fucked up. So I start pulling up, and this house, it looks almost like a meth house, like what you would think to be like a meth house, but it's sort of up on a hill, and the driveway's in. So you've got a beat on me, like a really good one. And I'm sort of fucked here. And so I'm pulling in, and I stop the truck, and I'm like, I'm not going up to that house.
All right.
Nope. For one, even if I take my gun, I already know that I'm tired. I'm jittery. I'm already a little bit like paranoid. It's not going to be a good thing for me to have my gun and, you know, walk up there and, no, we're not doing that. So I did a whole bunch of things, and then eventually, you know, it was a long story, but the short of it is I went and got a police officer. You know, and I explained to him, here's the deal, man. I came all the way here from Minnesota. I've been 14 hours, you know, I've been up. I have my gun. I have a license to carry, and I've got $700 of the cash, and I'm going to get this dog. And this place looks shady as fuck right now, and I'm not going up there. Will you come with me? And he's like, well, what's the address? And so I gave him the address, and he's like, and he's, oh yeah. So he knew the address. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh yeah. And he goes, we were just there on Friday for an assault. I'm like, so you got it.
Nice.
Will you come with me to get this dog? Because I don't want to go home without my dog.
Right.
And so, you know, he came with me, but it was that situational awareness too, where I think understanding that I'm in a really vulnerable situation right now. It would be really easy for you to put a Craigslist ad for a dog, take a picture of somebody else's dog, put it up there, say $700. I come with my $700, you got a beat on me. I get my ass kicked, and you take my dog, take my money.
Yep.
So I love this graphic. People aren't doing this.
Oh, risk-based.
This is not happening. There's no identifying of critical information. There's no analyzing of threats. There's no analyzing of the vulnerabilities that those threats potentially could exploit. There's no assessing of the risk that's the result of likelihood, impact, right? And then God forbid anybody knows what a countermeasure is, right?
Yeah.
Except for half of the population. So actually, men tend to struggle with this far more than women. Women are very much analyzing their situational awareness because a lot of times their life and safety depends on it.
Yeah.
So, there's the gender aspect, or those that identify with women or find themselves to be vulnerable or whatever that is. And then when you take that and then you add this like funky digital component that people still really haven't come to grips with, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. Even, yes, I know, but I have to slow to know. I can't be in a hurry. So I get the email. Is this legit? Is this not legit? I got to slow a little bit, right? And I don't think a lot of people practice this decision tree when
it's just like anything though, man. When you build a habit, the first when you're building the habit, it's really awkward, right? It's like,
right.
I'll put my phone away. Okay. I mean, it's hard, but then once it becomes habit, it's second nature because you don't even have to slow down. This shit processes so fucking fast that you're like, I get it. Right. But, and I don't know if it's a gender thing either, man, because just people on their fucking phones all the time, Facebook or whatever the fuck they're doing. I think it should be illegal. I think we should make a law that make it legal that if you're on your phone and walking, somebody else can come and just smack that fucking phone out of your hand. Just bam.
Or at least be able to hold you liable for any injury that occurs as a result of your stupidity.
Right. Well, I mean, did you
smack that fucking phone out of the hand and then no recourse? Be like, fucker.
I don't know. It goes back to the give a shit factor. Why do we do that? Why is every police officer and military person, well, I should say as a general rule of thumb, those that have done police work, law enforcement work, or work in and are exposed to ugly, generally will put our backs to walls. We generally I definitely don't like when there's open doorways behind me. Mm-hmm. That's not a fun feeling, right? And why do we assess the room we walk into for its exit routes? Well, because at some point, either through trauma or training or a combo of both, we learn to adopt those skills. And there are cultural elements to that as well. There are cultures that are far more risk adverse than others, right? And the way they approach, settings are much more risk adverse. We don't teach this. Part of this is also critical thinking, taking in multiple pieces of information simultaneously and weighing them, and then making rational decisions based on your best assessment of what's in front of you. I'm sorry, but seems to be a bit lacking in this world.
Security orchestration for humans.
Okay, so I was trying to find this. I don't know if I'll show it.
I can't see because you're flipping back.
Yeah, I got to fix the thingy. So everybody needs one of these. And I don't know why they all of a sudden erased all this. But everybody should. I got to get rid of the fucking blur. What am I doing here?
We'll try it without the blur. See if it works without.
There we go. Yay.
Oh, there we go. We'll Civilite.
This. OPSEC.
Oh, for travelers.
Purple Dragon.
I got to be honest. I've never seen that before.
So it's from those folks.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah. So anyways, it's a simple handbook that you just flip to the topic. It's got nice little tabs in it. You just flip to the topic and it gives you the little bit you need to know about that particular situation. It was put out by the IOSS, but that apparently is no longer a thing. At least not that's easily accessed without.
No, it's because they had shitty OPSEC, man. They weren't paying attention. They got themselves whacked.
Maybe. But the point I'm getting at is the information needs to be You know, and we have the tech, man. My phone knows if I'm looking at it or not. So for fuck's sake, if the phone knows I'm in motion and I'm not looking up at least occasionally, I don't know, vendor, maybe make your fucking phone pause and say, look up.
No, they're not incented to do that though. You know what I mean?
Eyeballs on screens. Eyeballs on
people would
screens.
they would just
I live in
they
a
would just
rose-colored
disable
world.
it. But yeah, I mean, I almost, you know, I like, you know me, I mean, I'm an accountability guy. So if you get yourself fucked up because you weren't paying attention, it's like, well, maybe you should have been paying attention. I'm sorry, but that's life, right? We all have to pay attention. I don't expect somebody else to bail me out. If I'm not paying attention, I get myself fucked up. That's on me. If I was paying attention and I'm a victim, like a true victim, all right, you know, help a brother out. But, and I think, you know, and it's a societal thing, you know, once people start realizing that, you know, oh, fuck, you got fucked up and you didn't get any recourse. You didn't get anything for it, right? Until society kind of comes around to that, you know, you just kind of everybody just keeps being victims, I guess. I don't know. Because like you said, it's got to hurt.
Yeah.
I've learned this from getting hurt.
Yeah, there is absolutely, there's no better teacher than trauma.
Yeah, because you just don't want to fucking get hurt again, you know, if it hurt bad enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know, sometimes I'm thick-headed too. And it's like, oh, that hurt. And then I go and fucking do it again, like ride a motorcycle again, but fuck it.
You can do that. That's okay.
What are the chances for a third deer? That's not even a thing. That's not impossible.
Well, given your track record of chances of and those coming true, I'm going to go with actually pretty high. So if I was doing the over under, I would short the not hitting the deer. Yeah,
you are a deer magnet. It's really what it comes down to.
And I just something.
I was supposed to be a babe magnet and I ended up being a fucking deer magnet.
Deer magnet. Yeah,
you're a doe magnet. No, it's a doe. It's a doe. It's a deer.
Well, a female deer.
Now it's
the
a
other one,
ornament.
The other one was a male. You took him out on the hind corner there, and then had to go.
Yeah,
put a bullet in his head afterward.
You're a deer magnet. It really is what it comes down to. Somewhere your DNA got crossed with what it should have been. The instruction booklet got lost.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. You know, speaking of that, so I just looked at that thing, and that's good shit. The Marine Corps. Did you see that their new unit? I'm a Marine Corps guy, so they have a new littoral unit. It's pretty fucking cool.
Oh,
you have to look a littoral unit here. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Is that French? What is that?
I don't know. It's essentially what they did is they ran thousands and thousands of attack simulations on what current capabilities and things, and then they built a unit specifically to evade those things. And essentially, it's on the battlefield. It's undetectable.
Yeah, it's what we used to call basically spook units.
This is it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I saw something about this one. It's actually really interesting because it's
organized guerrilla warfare. Love it.
Yeah, you look at it's from a tactical standpoint. So perfect example. I think we talked a little bit about this last week. I don't remember, but if you look at how Putin's behaving at the moment, you take one of two things away from it. Either one, which is he's gone around the bend, or two, it's that you're showing yourself to be off kilter, which then introduces instability in what your opposition thinks that you are doing, should be doing, will do, won't do. So if you introduce that in theater, typically tactics in theater, the US unfortunately has fought its last number of wars almost exactly the same way. So our playbook is ridiculously well known. I mean, it's studied. So typically the only way you adjust a playbook is to do something like this. You introduce a smaller element, which introduces the element of instability, unknown, and now all of a sudden what you thought was going to happen doesn't happen the same way you think, which from an adversarial standpoint now means I have to question every single decision, which means I don't know if I do X whether I understand Y to occur. It's real clever stuff. I absolutely love it, and it comes from humans. It's a very human. It's back to the human thing and the awareness thing, situational awareness.
And I love it too, how it's adjustable, right?
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah,
it anticipates. I mean, the way they're building it is it anticipates the reaction from enemies, and then shifts before that happens. So like, oh, we finally fucking got him. Like, fuck, where'd they go?
Yeah, well, that's our packs, don't you?
Yep.
That's that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
now pair that with digital as well, right? Because part of Signet's going to be trying to triangulate and figure out signal and all that fun stuff. So if you can pollute that, now you're having a hoot.
But it's done subtly. It's not it's not overt. It's very, 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 very. There's a lot of subtleties to this, and yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll actually be really, really interesting to see how it is.
And this is the time to do it, right? When you have this sort of lull in the action, we're not really in any overtly active theaters. There's always something going on somewhere, but this is the time to do it. You can't do it when you're in the middle of, fucking battle.
No, it just doesn't work. No, you're absolutely right on that one. Yeah, I saw that. I kind of filed it away in the that's cool that's cool thing. But yeah, you bring it up. It's actually, I have a lot of love for those kind of tactics, because you can't, and military might can't change its tactics overnight. I mean, it's a huge undertaking. So then you're like, okay, how do we affect change? And you do it with small deployments. You do it with, teams, special teams. You do it with all sorts of other interesting ways where, and to Ryan's point, the Ghost Army thing is a perfect example of that one.
That's the old school analog way of doing it, right?
Oh yeah.
Now you give them a PlayStation controller and a swarm and say, good luck, buddies.
Well, this is really interesting because they're using cabbage marines. So they're using ground forces. So
with a backpack full of swarm and a PlayStation controller can do a lot of fucking damage.
Absolutely. Yeah. JJ and I were talking about this a couple of nights ago, speaking of drones and swarms, about how, so some of those high speed drones, how much damage a single one of those jammed into some of the radar. Your head? Yeah, some of the radar. No, not the side of that. Well, that I know about. Yeah. No, into the arrays. So the surface to air missile arrays, any of that kind of stuff. A single drone into the side of one of those knocks one of those things out for an extended. No explosives, no nothing. But because of some of the sensitivities and some of the actual, if you get the thing in the right place, those racing drones that are very, very available. Yeah, they have figuring out some non-conventional ways to disable some of the higher powered conventional weaponry, and I'm loving it. It's really interesting to see where that's going.
Yeah, especially when you swarm them.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I haven't kept up enough on that tech. I know enough to be dangerous on that tech, but what we're seeing now, especially on the commercial side, is absolutely amazing. And then on some of the other teams' side, I'm loving it because you deploy in theater literally outside of a kill zone type area, and you can send those in to get a much better understanding of situational awareness. And you can either use them as an effective, not just an awareness, but you can use them as a combative piece, or they can at least do a better job of getting up to date awareness as to what's going on before somebody goes and kicks the door in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're
well, and with did you see the new quantum topography? I sent you. I know you've been busy as shit, but I sent you the article. So they now have developed a quantum sensor that gives cartography.
Yeah, geographical stuff. Yeah,
fucking HD level detail, baby. Full maps, like.
Yep.
I was like, okay, well, nobody wants to talk about what happens if you take that same thing and turn it sideways or put it up and point it down. It's way cool.
Yeah.
I've been geeking out reading some stuff. I still don't fully grasp it. I'm not that smart, but it seems neat.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking, yeah. It's there's some pretty amazing stuff that we're doing. Again, it's, you know, exactly to Evan's point, it's all about situational awareness. You know, I think it's one of those things where, you know, we do spend so long trying to teach and have conversations with people about, you know, I'm not going to want to go kick the damn door down until I kind of have a pretty good sense as to what's behind it.
All right. So speaking of situational awareness, which if you're true, so there's different kinds of situational awareness, right? There's your immediate sphere.
Yep.
There's the, you know, next layer out, what's going on in your space. You've got your geopolitical, right? So, you know, and some people are sucked in really deep right now and just doom scrolling the shit out of the Ukraine situation. Some people are fully checked out because they've opted because the awareness of their situation is causing stress that's so significant that they would rather not have awareness. Good old fashioned head in the sand, right? But my question is, how long till Russia introduces Fedor into the equation? Because their troops keep quitting. They're running out of troops that want to fight. These young men don't want to fight. They didn't want to go there.
Not only do they not,
they're not trying to kill civilians.
No. But this is Russia. They'll just keep sending more.
That's no. So
I don't know. And if they keep sabotaging the equipment, leaving it full of ammo and for sale on eBay, God bless them.
We were having a conversation about how ethical would it be to crowd funds, like, you know, acquiring a number of those devices.
Well, they're for sale.
Oh, I you know, I'll take that.
There's no way. There's no way in hell you could take shipment.
I mean, you could get it here. When it gets here, there's going to be some really awkward questions
and some big taxes.
It's not going to get here.
You can keep it. I guarantee you can keep it in working order after 18 to 24 months of questioning and background checks. Huge checks. Well, you can have tanks here.
No, you can. You
not with working guns.
Yes, you can. But you have to have all the right licenses and permits.
Oh, that's true. No, he's right. He is right. There's it's an no, he's actually right. There is actually
but those are fucking unicorns, man. I mean, there's
no, they're just money. You just got to pay. That's all you got to do. They're not illegal.
Or you're grandfathered in. We have in our
did you have one on property from back when you were helping out with the Civil War or what? Like,
you'd be amazed. So we got to get you out here, and you got to come out to the farm. We'll just leave it at that, and out to another neck of the woods that we have where there's some stuff.
There you go, Evan, from Pew Pew Tactical, how to buy a tank.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And you can order them online.
I want an APC. I actually don't want a tank. I actually want an APC.
Well, I don't think you need permits for all that.
No. The only problem is you got to, I mean, for road tires on those, for the road blocks on those things. Yeah, it does get expensive and it gets to be a pain in the ass. I know, I wouldn't say no to one of those, to be honest. Where were we going with that? Oh,
I have no idea.
The hell did that one start? I don't know where we went like that.
Well,
situational awareness.
Yeah,
that's what we were talking about. Something about that.
Oh, you started off with Fedor, didn't you? That was it. We started to.
Oh yeah, the robots.
Oh no, he brought that in.
Yeah, squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's awareness. I mean, in theory, well, no. So here's my thoughts on that one, and we're seeing it play out, unfortunately. Which is, I can't send people in, so I'm just going to send bombs in, and you're just going to.
That's what they're doing, right?
I know, it played out in Chechnya. It played out. It's played out in other places, and it's just rinse, and fucking repeat, and it's going to suck because again, that country was pretty amazing.
Well, they're using cluster munitions.
They're using all sorts of nasty
They're
shit.
shooting at the fucking reactor.
That is
But wait, now,
but they stopped. They stopped doing that, and now
Did
the
they?
fire's out. Yeah.
Okay,
now.
well, I'm sorry.
The
They
fire's out.
were. I'm sorry. Past tense. They were shooting at the reactor.
True.
Okay. Well, and that particular reactor happens to be connected to a core part of a grid that is responsible for a vast amount of electricity to the European Union.
They're also, I mean, they've gone after, they're coming in through the south, so they're going after the hydro and the dams and various other things and the water sources. That's
it. So if I blow up the power grid in another country that feeds power to your country, is that an act of war?
Article 5, potentially. Did you see
it?
NATO?
Is it? Because it was a private business transaction.
Depends. If you affect human life because of an act in a situation, then NATO's already turned and said, you come at us in the digital world and you affect humans, it's Article 5. So this is potentially fuzzy area, but potentially you affect humans.
We fucked up a Russian general, a major general.
Oh, good.
Andrei Sukhavetsky. He done died. But that'll be a big whenever you lose a general. That's a big that demotivates your troops.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're already demotivated, and now you just lost a general. That's awesome.
The problem is I don't know. I was talking about, a couple of us were talking about this on
he was killed by a sniper. Pew.
Hopefully from his own team.
There's other teams in there now. There's other people. It's like anything. Take the patch off, go. Don't get caught.
What? No patches on the jumpsuit? That's no fun.
Yeah, no, it isn't, is it?
Well, that's the funny thing too, is they have all their tanks with the V's on it, right? Now you're seeing Ukrainians using their own tanks. So now you're not shooting your tank thinking it's your tank, and boom, you get fucked up. Yeah. So they're having some success on that. One of the videos I watched was a bunch of Ukrainian army guys going on a joyride on one of the Russian tanks, and they're filming it. They're doing selfies while they're joyriding through a field.
I'm loving the TikTok side of this deal with the Ukrainians, dude. They're doing dances and shit, just waiting.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's something I did never expect to see. Let's put it that way.
Well, and let's be real though. Like, those are people defending their homeland. Most of those TikToks are not, professional soldiers that are tightly organized. They're all right. We're grabbing guns because this is bullshit. Because my wife and kids had to flee, and I'll be damned if you're taking my land.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
And if I got to live that, Chris, you've been in it, man. The stress of that crap, you got to do something funny.
Oh yeah.
And these poor Russian soldiers, man. They're out there, told to shoot somebody that looks like you, speaks like you. I mean, looks like your mother.
Might be your cousin.
Yeah, and and you've been friendlies for all this time, and I don't want to pull the fucking trigger.
I was talking to a good friend. He and I were over in Bosnia together, and I reached out to him. I'm like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Because I know how I'm doing, and if I know how I'm doing, I've got a pretty good idea. I know how you're doing, and he's like, "No, I'm not doing well with this. Not doing well with this. This is bringing back a few too many not so good memories." So I might take a drive out and take the snake out and go and go say hi.
I ordered and it was an order. We'll see if he follows through because he's fucking Ukrainian. My Ukrainian friend, I said, Mexico, April 11th, you're there. Even if I have to come and pick your ass up, and because he and his family, I mean, you need to, there's nothing you can do right now.
Well, that's the place I get the watches from. So a lot of the watches that we buy for the whorehouse are from an amazing place called Right Time, and they're here in town. And they've got family in a neck of that woods, and some of them are getting out, and some of them are holding fort. And they've, unfortunately, as well, they've got families up in Russia who are hunkered down because they don't agree with it. And anybody that goes out in the freaking streets getting pulled off the streets. So they got families all in those areas, and it sucks. It's because I'm piping in some intel and telling them what's going on and when they need to get the hell out of there or do something. But yeah, it's not pretty. And we all know somebody over there, I think, is the other part of this as well. It's, it sucks.
That reminds me, Ryan, who is that, the third-party developer that we were thinking about engaging, and we still probably are. They had a big office. Wasn't the president of that company or the CEO of that company was from Ukraine? I should fucking check on him. I didn't know him very well,
yeah, we should reach out.
Can you put in the chat what the name of that company was? Because I totally forgot.
Absolutely. I'll even do you one better. I'll put his email in the chat. How about that?
Yeah, I got to reach out to him. We'll get him down to Mexico too. And I'll go scuba diving.
I like it.
And wrestle jaguars.
Yeah, roar, jaguars.
Don't like to wrestle no jaguar. You got to have situational awareness if you're going to wrestle a jaguar.
Yeah,
or a soothing tone of voice and rub its belly really nice.
And smell good. They like to be.
Don't smell too good though. Don't smell like beef jerky.
Oh, well, no, because then you'll get impregnated by a jaguar, and that ain't right. Ain't nobody want to be impregnated by a jaguar, except for another jaguar.
I need to put the bunny picture. Do I need to put the bunny picture back up?
I'm not a jaguar. No. No, but yeah, situational awareness, man. And, I try to teach, and I think this next generation is even more fucked than, the ones that we're bitching about right now. You know what I mean? Because you see the kids that are on their phones and doing all the stuff that they're doing right now. TikTok, and all this other shit. I mean, at least when we were younger, we were getting out and about, right? We knew the world around us. And that's such a big part of situational awareness, is understanding the world around you and being able to put things into context, being able to recognize when things are out of place, when something's unusual. And nowadays, when you talk about building those habits, and if it is a nurture thing, I wonder if you can almost breed it out of humans. You know what I mean? Like, let's say that this next generation is just so not situationally aware. Does that fuck up future generations? I wonder.
Okay, so back to your point though. Yes, maybe for the very country that it's in, but you look at different countries, and certain different countries, especially different continents, have got to have different awarenesses, let alone, I don't know, that's a tough one. On one hand, we're heading to the idiocracy world. The argument against that is, okay, let's take the US, perfect example. The US becomes situationally unaware. The US is only 4% of the global population. That's like 300 million. You're literally 3%. Now, if you look at the younger population, to your point, I mean, there's billions of freaking devices out there. So will almost every single one of those be unaware? I don't know. I mean, I want Darwin to come back. Seriously, you're walking through the freaking jungle and you've got your head in your phone, you get eaten by something. Such is life. Thankfully, that breeding gene is no longer.
See, and you and I are speaking the same language on that stuff. It's that accountability thing.
Yeah.
It's not my responsibility. I mean, I don't want you to fucking die. I don't want anybody to die. But if you're going to make shitty choices and it ends up in you dying, that's on you. It's not on me.
Yeah, that's that. I got no problem with that, because that's one less slightly off-kilter gene strain pool that I have to worry about.
So to that point, it wasn't all that long ago that situational awareness was required for survival. Because a scratch. Because a scratch, and you're fucking dead in 3 days.
60,000. Well, I mean, you think about it. 60,000 years ago, we were still bouncing around in fucking caves. 200 or 300,000 years ago, we came out of the.
I'm talking 100-ish years ago.
Oh, you're going back
to a
to
scratch
pre-penicillin and basically that kind of work. Yeah, no, that's true.
Okay, And so that led to a higher degree of situational awareness because it was foundational for survival. That mechanism has been dulled and dulled by, and not that I'm against safety, but as the generation who grew up without helmets, and if you made it, you made it, and if you didn't, you didn't.
All right, challenge. Average household. Average household. Average household in the US.
Yeah.
2 point something odd kids. Go back a couple of hundred, go back 100 years or whatever else it was. We had more kids because you knew you were going to lose a bunch of them. Just fact of life. Back to your thing. No helmet. No.
Plus, sex was a lot more fun back then.
Yeah, your entertainment options were kind of limited. You didn't have a cell phone to ignore your spouse in long enough to where she became frustrated and you got none.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't have any fucking Viagra either. Like shit worked.
You didn't get old enough to find out that it stops working.
No, you did. They were
you actually didn't get old enough to that. Yeah, I mean, there is that.
I had a grandpa that was still horny as hell at the age of like 85. And
I don't need to know that. These are things
fucking innate everything.
Don't need to know.
But whatever. You look back at those people and you want to, be like them. I hope that I'm still fucking like a donkey at 85. That'd be awesome.
I don't think I'm going to be around at 85. If I get past 75, I'm going to be very, very surprised.
89. That's my number.
Yeah, I think it's 75. If I get past 75, I'm going to be surprised.
Get past next week.
It's only going to be 89. It's only going to be 89 because I'm so.
Oof.
Some people are built with like resilience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've fucking crashed everything that just about's been made, and he's got a fart that he's got to deal with, a big dog.
The only downside about having big dogs is, good God, they can fill a room.
Oh yeah, well, be sitting on your porch one day.
and next time, and if you want to be situationally aware, you just have a little jar of mentholatum.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you just rub it right there and you're good. Don't worry about it.
Oh God, buddy.
It'll clear up your nose too. It's good for
make your eyes water.
Whatever.
Oh, you smell. I love you, but you God help us, you smell. Oh, Ruth, that was wee bad. Bang, we say, I need some water, and I'm going to get a spray.
So here's another thing about situational awareness. So we talk about situational awareness, understanding your environment, what's around you. Another thing that's really important about situational awareness is understanding what your capabilities are. So you talked about countermeasures. What do I have in my arsenal to defend myself and or go on the offensive if I need to? So taking an inventory of my skills, my capabilities. Do I have any, or is it truly, I better have a fucking escape route because that's my only option is to flee. And when you take that to a computer, environment, how the fuck are you going to flee? You're going to turn off all your shit?
I mean, yeah. I mean, evasion takes. Depends. Evasion can involve deception. It can involve
but it's not even evasion, because evasion can also still imply that I'm still on the offensive. I've just evaded, something that you brought at me, but I'm still coming at you. I'm talking like full on escape, like get the fuck out of here.
Are we talking digital or physical? Are we like serpentine, or are we?
Well, I think both, because the one of the points I was bringing up about situational awareness is you take an inventory, obviously, of what's around you, what's going on, so that you're ready to do whatever you need to do. The second thing that people need to understand about situational awareness is what my own capabilities are, taking an inventory of what I can do, what I'm capable of doing, so that I make the right decision on what I'm going to do next, right? Being honest with yourself. We talked about that, Ryan, you brought it up, about that such a small percentage of us even have the ability to take a self-inventory, at least an honest one. Do I think I'm better? Do I think I'm better than I actually am? Or am I actually, humble enough to realize that I've got some serious holes that I'm just going to have to compensate for some other way?
That's the whole strengths and weaknesses and whatever, right? So again, go back to it. I think we're asking something of the creature by default as a whole mass doesn't have. And while some of us apparently got dipped in the plastic soup or I don't know, dropped on our head right, or I'm not sure what happened, that there's a limited group of people left that can assess, deconstruct, evaluate, weigh options, take action. There seems to be a paralysis that comes from the heroin of the glow of the phone that has lulled everybody into a sleep.
But that logic almost goes counter to what we were just saying about this being part of the human survival.
So it is, right? But what I'm arguing is human survival no longer for the average Westerner, because that's the other thing. We have to look at it from a Westerner's perspective and point of view, because in the rest of the world, there is a higher degree of situational awareness among the people, because in that part of the world, especially if you start getting to the third world, you can still die from not paying attention. And here you can wander around a shopping mall, and if you fall down a flight of stairs, people are going to rush around you to take video.
Well, let me devil's advocate this one.
Okay.
Because I was just talking to a guy, I've never been to India, but I was talking to a guy who's from India, right? So you talk about third world, they don't pay attention to fucking shit over there. From what he was saying, they got stacked bodies like on the side of the road that people come and just collect when they collect them. And it seems like no situational risk there.
So having been over there a little bit, the value placed on life is drastically different. Like 90%.
So then what would you be situationally aware of then?
In that instance, it literally survival.
The cow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
what?
The cow. You would be situationally aware of the cow at all times, guaranteed.
No, in that instance, it's a really interesting one, because I mean, I remember being over the first time I was over there. I mean, I'm on heightened, I'm on fucking tiptoes every single moment. Because the value of life is drastically different.
Right. So situational awareness there isn't as important as it would be for somebody who actually does care about their life, assuming that that's what they're trying to protect.
Well, I mean, so when I'm over there, you're evaluating the situation based on the fact that there are people around you that just don't care about everybody else's life, or don't care about what's going on, or don't have as much of a concern, shall we say.
But what Ryan was saying was that third world countries are more situationally aware than this.
Than this one, absolutely.
In Western society, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, but why? I don't understand. So okay, but hold on. Let me finish.
Sorry.
In India, how? Yeah, sorry. Well, because fuckers. But anyway, in India, they're not situationally aware. That's a third world country, is it not? At least the part of India that we're talking about. It's fucking not a first world country. They got nukes. But that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah, they got a hell of a tech industry. Some of them some of it has a hell of a tech industry.
I mean, we talk about a huge population, and it's like this much of it that's actually
absolutely, yeah. So here's my thought on this one, and I could be completely off the mark. This is where we need somebody. It's your lot in life. So the caste system. You go back to me, I wonder if there's an element of that, and I don't know. I could be way off on this one, and I will stand corrected if somebody comes up and says, "Hey."
No, so we're making a reason on why they may or may not be more situationally aware, but are they more situationally aware or not? In our opinion,
some are. I would say that definitely
in general.
In my limited experience, I would say in countries outside of the US, I see a higher degree of situational awareness, because things of like terrorism, things of higher likelihood of pickpocket and different thefts, and we're very insulated here. We're very comfortable and lulled to sleep in this country. In other places, you're a little bit closer to the bone. You're in the UK, you don't forget what happened. What, Chris? What was the IRA? Only 30?
Not that long.
Right. But that's not a third world country. You were saying third world countries.
Right. So in my experience,
well, in my opinion, UK is a third world country, but that's a whole other thing.
Well, okay, so let's just take Mexico, for example. Not saying it's third world, but people down there are more situationally aware than they are here in the States.
I don't think they are, man.
You don't think so? I would say they would have to be, again, because there's so much going on. And again, value of life.
I don't. All right, so value of life, what role does that play in situational awareness? If I value life more, I would be more situationally aware, wouldn't I? In general.
If you understand that there's more threats, there's more potential threats to life. So India is a perfect example. So India, let me quote a couple of statistics on India to you. Deaths in the UK, and this is a UK one. Actually, it's because I was watching Top Gear the other evening. Road traffic deaths in the UK, 3,000 in like the year that they were doing it. Okay, road traffic deaths in India was like 200,000.
Right.
So for that, you have to be, I would argue, you're more situationally aware because of that. But the problem is,
that doesn't prove. So what you're showing me doesn't prove whether I'm more situational aware or not.
Well, at least in this particular setting, in order for pedestrians and vehicles to interact in this lattice work of chaos and have no collisions, I would argue one.
Okay, but you're showing me you're showing me a point in time when there's no collisions. There are collisions here.
For the whole time I was in Vietnam, I never saw a single car accident. That doesn't mean it didn't happen while I was there, but I never witnessed.
Well, I'll tell you what happens in India from a buddy who I was talking to. They bump into each other all the fucking time in their cars.
Yep, and if you hit a cow, they'll pull you out and murder you.
Yeah, but that's a cow, and there aren't as many of those roaming the damn streets as I think a lot of people think. There are definitely. I mean, I a couple of times. Matt's actually saying something. People value your life less, so you have to value your skin more. I think that's maybe part of it.
Okay, so for a certain part of the population in India, an outstanding a part that's not the general, there's higher situational awareness. For the general population, there's probably lower situational awareness.
Do you think that holds up if we look at urban versus rural?
Well, it's easier
to live a more rural type of lifestyle, don't you then in turn have to, like, if I go find a bushman up in Alaska, I suspect they will have a slightly higher degree of situational awareness than a suburbanite from.
I doubt it. Well, maybe. It depends. It depends on the environment you put them in. If it's in an environment that they're not used to versus an environment that they're used to, I mean.
Okay. Yeah. No. But that's
even in an environment they're used to. I'll challenge you on this one. You're doing diving. You're situationally aware in diving because you make a mistake, it could be fatal. So you're on a heightened level of awareness.
Because now, I value life highly. True. Yeah.
You're right. And same thing with the bushman up and the bush person up in Alaska. Same thing. They make a mistake, they're on their own. So they have to be, or they should be, more situationally, even if they've done it 1,000 or 10,000 times, they should still be more situationally aware as to what's going on. Whereas me walking out of my front door here in suburban America to go to my car, I'm not thinking I'm going to get attacked by a freaking mountain lion or a bear or a rabid bloody hyena or coyote. You know, I don't tend to consider that an awareness issue, you know, and I live in a nice area, so I don't tend to think somebody's going to come along and carjack me, at least until I get into some of the other areas. So I let that guard down a little bit because I feel like the risk level is down because I don't have to be. I can actually take a step back for a minute. Whereas, go back to the Indian example, I would argue that there is more awareness because somebody is going to bash into me. Somebody isn't going to care about my life unless I do. And maybe my place in life means it's worth pennies and that's it. And that sucks. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I have a higher cost. It's a weird one. That's an interesting one.
Well, and one of the reasons why, Ryan, I did a lot of walking in Mexico, because I would take a taxi almost to the airport, right, 9 miles away, and then walk all the way from there to Centro,
Mhm.
Numerous times. I took different routes. And the reason why I was doing that is because I wanted to know the culture. I want to understand if they are paying attention, if they're like my culture, how do I fit in and blend in so that I'm not, hey, American, come take my shit. And also, to try to understand their situational awareness, because it is one of those things. And I didn't even realize it until we started talking tonight. Like, fuck, that's why I was doing that. Because it does become habitual. You don't think about it as much as you used to, like when you were first doing this stuff. But I noticed that in general, you're probably right. In general, they probably are more situationally aware, now that I think about it. But not to a point where you still couldn't fuck it all up. Really easy.
No.
Still
That's not what I'm saying at all. Like,
Yeah.
And I've seen people shit in the street and, it's like, wait, you just took a shit in the river that you were scooping your food and water out of. That to me lacks situational awareness. Right?
Well, maybe. They may be completely aware of it, but that's how they accept it.
Well,
Look at him. He looks funny right now.
from yourself. And I don't think that exists outside of here. Like it's a lot less prevalent of somebody will save you from yourself. America has really gone to extraordinary lengths to save people from themselves. We have laws about it. We have warning labels about it. We have.
Well, and don't mistake situational awareness either with just self-preservation, because there are other types of situational awareness, like when I notice something that's just off versus right. I don't.
And I think most people, the off thing, when it comes to the creeper factor, I think almost everybody has that. Like very few people, and generally I think it's because they're the creepers, don't have the alarm that goes off that's like, something is just straight up wrong with this vibe, this person, whatever it is. I think all of us instinctually have that. And then that goes back to the root of my argument that I've been making this whole series. Analog people, digital risks, digital dangers. No, it's just not there. And the exercise of thinking that is required to get there is fatiguing, right? Like you cannot always be in a heightened state of alert. And what we're asking everybody to do is be in a constant 24/7 heightened state of alert while they're living their basic life. Oh, and the government saying be in a higher state of alert about diseases and wars and this and this and this. And people are just warring the fuck out because they have the whole world at their fingertips and all the world's dramas and traumas at their fingertips all day long. We didn't have that before. That didn't exist.
Okay, but you can turn that shit off.
But what I'm getting at, I'm going to tie this back to awareness. Your sphere of situational awareness was smaller. And now it is broader because maybe part of your situational awareness is what does Karen think about me on Facebook? Because I've assigned a value to that. And now my construct of how I view the balance of my world and what's important to me and what's going to get my attention and focus, which are the core components of situational awareness. Where am I putting my attention and my focus? And for guys like us, it's on who's in this room. Anybody got any bulges in their backside or their pockets?
No,
right?
But it's not like
no,
but it's not. But no, it's not like that. It's not like you can't relax. I just take note. I notice. I mean, I'm not like freaking out and all tense right now. I just happen to know what the fuck's going on.
Right, because you're accustomed to that thinking. What I'm suggesting is for a lot of other people, this is a energy depleting activity to try to like.
Well, and we're arguing about the same thing because it is when you build a habit, any habit, right? It's awkward, but this is the world we live in. And if you don't want to go through that, then be a victim. It's up to you.
This is interesting. I like the fact that they've broken it down by levels, because I think there's an argument back to your thing about, countries and situations and stuff like that. I think there's levels, and I like how this does it. Perception of elements in current situation, that level one. I think most people have that. Now, the comprehension of the current situation, maybe people are lacking. Back to they've got their head in their phone. So they're lacking the comprehension as to what's going on. They see something, but they don't understand the context of it. And then you get projection of future status. Well, often that's relying on experience, understanding, and various other things. So if you've got some of one, you've missed half of two, you can't make an effective decision on three, which then your performance of actions is now completely out of whack. So I think that's what we see. This came out of a really interesting an EDU book. I was actually trying to find some stuff on it, and I like this one because it doesn't say it's on or off. You have the ongoing concept of awareness. You have all this dynamic situational awareness or dynamic awareness. But this, I was trying to find this. I knew it was floating around somewhere. I really like this because it goes into, as it says, that bottom part is where the military stuff, the abilities, experience, and training. So now you have, now that goes into crawl, walk, run, dry fire, live fire. Now, when I hear a weapon go off or when I hear something happen, I react automatically because it's been trained into me. Now I have long-term memory. I got the information processing mechanisms that are built into me, which help with the projection, the decision-making, and the performance of actions. That's trained. Now, can other humans train that based off of walking down the middle of a jungle, walking down the middle of a road in India, walking down the middle of a road in Detroit or Chicago? Absolutely, if they have those first three: perception, comprehension, and projection. So I like this. This breaks it down very analytically, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the simple. I mean, it's the same thing. I taught my kids, and I used to learn in sports. Just pay the fuck attention. Pay attention.
Yes.
Open your eyes. Take a look around.
Yeah.
It's not, and I mean, it has to start with that, right? And it does have to start with putting your phone down for a little bit. My wife, thank God I have her, because she puts your phone down. I'm talking to you. It's like, you're right. Absolutely. But it's the same thing we've been talking about, a long time. It's just the consequences of not having situational awareness is death. I mean, that's lots of other things too, but, and I hate seeing people die. I don't want people to get taken advantage of. That's the whole purpose of me getting up every morning. But when you make it so easy on yourself to be taken advantage of, there's not much I can do for you. I just can't. You're going to get hurt. And it sucks to see, people get hurt.
So I think this is where it would be interesting to do the studies for the last, what have we had these phones for? 10, 15 years, 12, 15 years, something like that. It would be interesting to do a study to see if I don't even know if there's a way of measuring it. And I don't know how you'd measure it. There's probably ways to do it, but it'd be interesting to have done those studies, the before, during, and where we are now, to see how these things, and to Ryan's point, how our continued interaction on a very mobile, interactive digital world has I would argue to that point, has eroded our, not level one, but definitely level 2 and level 3, if we start looking at it, which means our decision making is totally off at the moment. Mm-hmm. And to your point, Evan, in a simple way, it's fucking pay attention.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why I want to knock people's phones out of their hand. I think we should totally make that legal. On the road, on the pavement, and everything else, I get over it. Yeah. To me, it'd be like, do what you want, because I'm going to run you over, and as long as I don't take the thing. To me, it's in the cars. I have a problem with somebody being in control of a 1 to 2 to 3 ton weapon on a road, traveling along, and not being aware. Right. Yeah, that puts other people's lives in danger, including my own.
Yeah, you're on the street. The chances are, in the mainstay, you're likely to harm yourself. Yes, there are potentials, but for the main point, 99 point whatever percent chance it's going to be you're going to harm yourself, you're going to fall flat on your face. In a vehicle, you have a huge potential of kinetic issues at X miles per hour with 2 to 3 ton of metal going through somebody's front door window, the car behind. We see it every single freaking day.
Right. Right.
So I just put a fascinating article in the chat for you guys. It is, do different mental models influence cybersecurity behavior evaluations via statistical reasoning performance? So this should be quite a tasty treat for you too. Lots of data, uses science, math, stats, facts. But it's interesting because what they were trying to understand essentially is how humans put in a common underlying mental model against things like a TLS warning.
Interesting.
And did they have deviation of pattern in that? Did they? So it's a fascinating bit of a long read because it explains all the stuff in the experiments and how they did it. But
it's 5 years old.
It is. And with most things in our industry, great leaps and bounds of forward progress have been made, and the people that made it can't find the right sentence to tell the person who can say yes to it why it's fucking important.
That's scary. I mean, I'm still scrolling down this fucking thing. I want my cliff notes. I want 5 sentences that explain this to me.
Where's the fucking easy button?
I'm sorry, there is no fucking easy button.
Yes, there is.
No,
yeah.
This is work.
Yes, it is.
No.
Would you like to supplementary?
Oh my. Okay. Okay. Turning to the ratio tendencies to heed or ignore the warning cues across these tasks. Table 2A. The 4-factored and ANOVA found no significant difference.
So,
blah, 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 blah. Hey, yeah, shit. We didn't find anything.
When
done.
They didn't find anything.
Thus, experiment 2 was unable to replicate the small effects of criminal behavior mental model on desire perceptions and responses to cybersecurity risks. Hey, you know what? We didn't find a fucking difference. Why do I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 lines, a bunch of fighting formulas to say the same shit? Keep it simple, stupid. I want my easy button.
I will translate it, and
I concur.
I will translate it and I will publish a little summarization. I hired a guy. He's going to help me make more time available for me to digest shit like this and put it into human speak.
Well, wait a second. Post ad hoc analyses indicate that the significant effect is driven by the crime criminal behavior context being written.
Hello, I've swallowed a thesaurus, and I need you to know that you paid for my PhD. You motherfuckers.
Is there a movie I can watch?
Oh, I got a better one. The weak intervention hypothesis is, of course, not ornithological to the strong intervention hypothesis in this research. Specifically, the strong intervention predicts of improved performance when using mental models is conceptually subset of the effects predicted by weak intervention predictions of altered state performance generally. What
absolutely
the fuck did that say?
Dude, I can't agree more with what you just said. I think it makes perfect sense.
Y'all, I got some $10 words, and goddamn, I'm going to use them.
That's right. I got a PhD, motherfucker.
Fucking the band. Oh God, I hate this shit sometimes.
I will read it. I will read it though.
Yeah,
good,
and I'll understand it, but I still want my English.
Wait, and there's supplementary material. Hold on.
Yes, there are supplementary. And then they give you practical applications. That's the one you should read.
Oh, I just found an error in their data model. Sorry.
So collectively, these results cast into doubt the idea that using metaphorical mental models to think about cybersecurity has utility for internet users or cybersecurity research. The results suggest that people's thinking instead can be understood generally across all the different mental models and more directly in terms of how well they understand the risks, rewards, and signals they receive in their environment. Is that your piffy little
No,
I'm sorry, I took a nap right there. What did you say?
It means we can go get tactile feedback keyboards and plug them into the main. So when your motherfucker actually clicks the wrong shit, see, there we go. That's all it means.
Does this improve my sex life?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Will you please repeat it then? Start from the beginning. You should have started with that.
What
you know you got to have an attention grabber right out of the gate.
Yeah, no. That it says that. It says that if we put a taser in the keyboard, we can fix the problem.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Pretty much, yes.
Shit you not.
I'll be right back.
No more retraining. Just give him a fucking
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's why did we just say that? He's gone to improve his sex life.
Oh shit.
You should. I'm gonna say you should. That might be something worth posting, and everybody's wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Oh yeah, okay. Here, if you guys want to have a fun conversation at a later date, you should read that, and then we can talk about it.
Oh my gosh, that's a little scary.
Well, so I have a tome of these things, and I've been reading them in conjunction with AI modeling in quantum state as I'm still trying to unpack a new question I formed in my head, which is, if I'm in a truly quantum state of computing and communication, then is intent, that feeling, that bad vibe I get from the bad guy, will that be part of the attachment that's malicious? And therefore, can I now detect it on a quantum level because the intent of the malice is present in said signal?
Yeah.
Because the research would indicate that could
actually be. Yeah, because we can detect other things before. Yeah.
I've been reading some stuff. What can I say?
There's some really interesting math out there about the ability to predict before something actually.
This is how I make sense of the world when the world doesn't make sense, right? I'm like, okay, I'll just learn some more stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to, and that's part of the checkout, right? Sometimes that you have to do, which Evan has currently done.
No, I totally get it. Yeah, there's some really freaking interesting predictive modeling that's going on. You start having to take a step back. I mean, the interesting part is always trying to reverse into what it's telling you and going, okay,
without destroying it.
Yeah, some cool stuff. I have a lot of fun with when I get my moments. I have a lot of fun with that side of things, but I don't get to play with this anywhere near as much as I want to. Although one of the companies that I'm talking to has their own entire quantum architecture, so that could be kind of fun. So
this weekend, I think I'm going to build a infinite energy machine.
You said, hang on, you said that last weekend.
I know, and life got in the way.
Where's my dad? Where's my infinite energy? See, life's going to continue to get in the way, which means we will never have it.
No, because this weekend I have actual like a day where nothing can get in the way.
All right. So next week we have infinite energy. Minneapolis, where the hell are you? MSP goes off the grid.
No, it won't. No, I'm going to use it to power my hydrogen generator.
Okay. I want MSP off the grid. I want a big enough one of those things.
No, just my house.
No, get the damn place off the grid. That way we don't have to buy Russian oil. I got a very nice email from something like Victor Orlov or something, like a very nice email telling me that he could do very, very nice prices on Russian oil, heavy oils, diesel, fuels, the whole lot, and to funnel the money this way and to do things this way. And I'm like, love you, buddy, but I'm afraid.
I'm pretty sure you can buy barrels of Russian oil on eBay because the Ukrainians
selling it with
grab them.
Buy one tank, get one barrel of oil.
Yeah, have you seen videos that they're making on how to operate the equipment?
Oh, I've been seeing some of that. It's fucking the APC. I saw the APC one, which was hilarious. What was I going to say? I mean, you won't get a barrel of oil with every tank because that's why so many of them are stranded currently outside of the capital, because they're running low on fuel and all sorts of interesting stuff.
So I saw an interesting thing, can't validate source or fact,
Yeah.
that because they were led to believe they were on a training mission while they were hanging out in Belarus, like any good 19-year-olds would do without adult supervision, sold off the excess fuel and food because the mission they thought they were on was not the one they ended up being on, and so they sold it for vodka and women. I don't know if it's true, but it makes a lot of sense.
That would be I mean, wouldn't be surprised, but also, you know, oh, that's funny. Good grief, if that occurred, there's heads will roll for that one. But again, it's
one of those ones where it's like, that is close enough to could be true that it might be true. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, there's so much of that stuff that's
he's back.
Yay.
No, I'm not.
Where'd you go?
Nope, you're not back. This is not
I was learning about Bluetooth. Did you know that the Bluetooth is actually named after Harold Bluetooth Gormson, an ancient Viking pirate? And if you look at the Bluetooth symbol, it's actually a Nordic H and a Nordic B put together.
That I knew. I did know that part, the Nordic symbol part.
Yeah, Harold Bluetooth Gormson, who had a bad tooth. He had a troublesome tooth. So there you go. That's your trivia for tonight.
Who invented Bluetooth, Evan?
Fuck, let me get it again.
Come on, you got to tell them who invented Bluetooth. It's an important part of our history.
Fuck, it's right here. Some guy and another guy fucking doing some shit. I don't know. Sven Madison and Jim Kardach. According to this.
Bluetooth?
Well, they were engineers. I mean, it was a team of engineers who invented Bluetooth, not a guy. According to that, I don't know.
Well, yes, you are correct. Practical application is correct, but the concept itself was Hedy Lamarr.
What the fuck, man? Come on. Is this like fucking like argue with everything that Evan says night or some shit?
No, I haven't argued with you at all.
The fuck you haven't. Told me you can't buy a fucking tank and then this thing. Come on, man. Hey, who's Hedy Lamarr? This is bullshit. You're fucking me over here.
I'm not.
No, this is wrong. Everything you do right now.
I promise it's not.
Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 marriages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 marriages and 6 divorces. And only 3 children? I'm not going to say it. I was going to say it. I didn't say it. I was going to say it, but I didn't say it. I'm so good at not saying it. So this is who invented Bluetooth, this person?
The principles of that allowed, yes, the GPS Bluetooth.
A whole bunch of stuff, actually. It's actually kind of cool, yeah.
Hedy Lamarr?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who was an actress and also a computer scientist.
And
one of the founding mothers of the core principles of ideas that our industry is founded on.
Right. She had at one point, I thought she had a bunch of patents and stuff like that. I don't know quite.
She has one.
Oh, okay. Just one?
Yeah, the rest belong to the US Navy, and half of them are still classified.
Yeah,
she was actually an alien.
Maybe. Shapeshifter? Lizard people.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, do not get me started on that again.
No, I just yeah, I don't know. It's so relative. Matt made a good point in the comment. So for me, and we touched on this, right? The danger factor, the trauma, the being in situations that required the awareness. These days, I just don't see the situations forcing the awareness. And then on the digital side, risk reward, right? Back to that hazard and outrage, right? How much of that psychological component is in play? And because it's in my hand, in my living room, where I'm in my PJs, sipping my favorite cocoa, what is my danger factor? We know it's incredibly high. My computer beeps or bloops, it gets torched, the hard drive gets ripped out, chip shredded, and I go buy a new one. That's not most people.
I had a good friend who I put a Wemo plug behind his microwave, and I hooked it up to. I was able to remotely turn his mic. He took it out and he shot it with a shotgun. I ended up having to get him a new microwave. I'm like, oh, didn't expect that. He's like, God damn son of a bitch.
Microwaves are sort of cheap though, right?
Oh, yeah, this day and age, crazy. I mean, considering where they used to be. I mean, it's like the LED, LCD backlit televisions. I mean, remember when those bloody things first came on the market? I mean, like a 30-inch one of those was the freaking price of a new car, for goodness sakes.
Oh yeah, I took my whole bonus one year from Jask Software. It was like $7,000-8,000, and I bought a 42-inch plasma TV.
Yeah, I mean, and now, I mean, you walk into Best Buy now and you can buy an 80-something odd one for a quarter of that price. I mean, and nice backlit 4K, 8K, QLED shenanigans. It's
right.
Well, and you can go to Walmart and get a 60-inch for like $250 if you want to go for the budget brand.
Yeah. That place scares me, I have to admit.
Walmart?
Walmart scares me a little bit.
You got to go to the one by his house.
Oh, really? Oh, those, okay.
The Walmart by my house is the roughest Walmart in the state. It has its own police officer. Like the city has a police officer and sometimes several that have a station right inside the door, and then the patrol cars outside. There's cameras in the parking lot that have the red blue, so when the AI detects like some kind of struggle by the car to like kick the lights up.
I swear, you have a whole precinct in that damn Walmart.
It's pretty intense, dude. It's and this is the place where the cops literally go, sir, heroin shooting happens around the corner on the left side of the building behind the bush. If you could move the injection of your drugs about 15 feet that way.
Yeah. And please deposit your needles here. Clean up after yourself, please.
Yes. Yeah. Target now apparently allows homeless encampments on their parking lot property.
Interesting. By choice or by just by lack?
Don't know yet. Right? Just kind of I think everybody's so damn gun shy to do anything anymore. It's just like, I guess it's not bothering me right now, so I won't worry. I don't know.
Ooh, Matt had a very, very important question, one that I would like to know the answer to as well,
yes.
which is, how is the tactical bacon?
I haven't eaten it yet.
Why for art thou do you have bacon that is untouched upon thou's household? What is wrong with you?
Well, there's two reasons. One, it's in a can.
It's not an easy open, take it. So it's saved for the last day when the nukes are on the way in kind of job. Got it.
Yeah, I mean,
perfectly makes sense.
And it's a gift. I don't want to, when you have a gift, it's like,
yep,
I eat it and then it's gone, and then I forget about the fact that somebody gave it to me.
Totally makes perfect sense. Yep. Okay. So what we need to do is buy more tactical bacon, and you can keep the gift one, and we can open other tactical bacons, and then that way it's a simple way to do it. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah.
Solved.
Yeah, I ate bacon this morning.
Oh,
Marlis asked me, she goes, how much of that are you going to eat? And I said, that's such a dumb question. Like all of it. I mean, you know me. This is how I always roll with bacon.
How long are you going to be at your, not that I want you to say that, are you going to be at the house for like a week or two?
Yes. Okay,
good. Can you do me a big favor? I probably have your address. I should have saved it. Let me just double check and see. Hang on, show contact card. I do. Hang on, let me just make sure. I'm going to stick it in our chat.
Put a funny
Oh
name.
yeah, Well, because I've got the thing that I sent two of down to you in Mexico, and goodness knows whose bloody household is sitting there wondering what the hell they are. So is that it?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, splendid. Thank you. So I ended up ordering another one, and so I'm sending it to you there. So the next time you go down, you can be like, you're either going to take it with you, or you're going to be like, he's a maniac. So then I'll send you some more tactical bacon as well, and some other things that I have. Oh, hey, spices. Cooking. Do either of you want some? I don't know if I showed you the picture. I went down to hang out with Jen and do some other things and stuff. And on the way back, I came back through Hatch again, and I picked up some more spices. Here, I'll show you a picture of the spices that I picked up.
Nice. Hold on.
Oh, I had a field day, literally a field day. Here, let me share it on share screen. So I picked up some more spices.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Much yumminess, like much good. I got
That's a lot of spices.
Yeah, believe me. I gave some to Mark over the fence, and I gave some to a few other people. So the watch folks have gotten some, and Kelsey grabbed some, and so I still have a bunch left.
Wow.
So if you guys want some spices, let me know. I'm happy to send
Say
some.
no to spicy things.
Okay, good. Then I will. I'll stick some in. Let me shipping Mexican drugs across the United States of America land. I'll even put that on the outside of the. I'm going to put that there. So commercial Mexican available drugs inside.
Yes. Please send the dogs. They're used to it. They're used to it, and they're used to it in this neighborhood. So yeah, do it.
Just would you phone my local representative agent people and just tell them you're fucking around, and you just give a heads up? That'd be great.
I have the sheriff show up.
It's never good. No, I have no. I don't. No, thank you.
No, it's never anything like bad. We've become friends now.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, and they see my truck now, and it's cool because they never follow my truck. They know who it is. They know it's me, and they're like, "Hey."
I live in a much larger geographic area than you. That's just not a thing where I'm at.
All right,
you need to get something that stands out, so then they'll be like, "Oh, that's the guy with the fucked up whatever the fuck he is guy."
I have been thinking about getting a burnt or blaze orange 1984 Toyota Corolla and cutting the exhaust out of it. I have considered that.
Awesome, and make it a convertible.
Who is that?
No, I saw that done, and that's a lot harder than you think, because you got to reinforce the A-frames, and otherwise the shit can get all twisty on you. You go to take a turn and wind up.
You need a welder?
No, I got one.
Well, then there you go.
Who did I promise a flashlight to? Not a fleshlight, a flashlight.
What's a flashlight?
You don't know what a flashlight is?
No.
Oh, come on. What?
You can remain situationally unaware.
Oh, I'm good. I have the Google. I will Google this thing.
Did I promise a flashlight to either of you two? Because I got one sitting. I ordered extras on Amazon, and I'm like, I don't know why.
We're gonna send your crazy dive light down to
Oh, that was it. Bloody hellfire and damnation. You're awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I don't need a
something once in a while.
I don't need a flashlight. I don't need a flashlight. Thank you.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm fine.
Different types. They got like all sorts of different.
No, I think things are working fine without it.
Do we need to send you a flashlight too, along with your flashlight? Just make sure you take the right one down to the bottom of the seabed.
Yeah, that'd suck.
Good.
Dive in, like, oh, whoops, wrong one.
So I'm buying the next thing I'm buying for diving is GoPro 10 black.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, go get some good video for you guys. I'll have it. So I'm planning 6 dives. The fuck date is it? March 3rd already. I'm going back down March something, but planning 6 dives on that trip.
Nice.
Okay, so I Googled tactical bacon and it came up with tactical bacon patches. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. No. Tactical bacon patches is not what I was looking for. It is amazing what you can find on Google.
Tactical bacon patches.
I went for tactical bacon and it came up with patches. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Maybe it's the same place. No, it's definitely not the same place.
I didn't get what you got in that search. What are you
okay.
doing?
Yeah, that's definitely not what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Yeah, no, that's something else.
Ooh, no. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope,
that's not what we were looking for.
But I did find an awesome patch for Evan here. Absolutely, this is great. Oh, this is good. I'm gonna have to.
Remember, Ryan, you're a fine Christian young man.
I know. Trust me, I'm not on that website any longer. I will show you the patch I found you because it is safe for work.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That might have to be another tattoo.
That's brilliant. Oh, I love that one.
Did I show you my next tattoo?
No. Oh, I don't think so.
All right, I'll show it to you.
Okay, it is CMMG tactical bacon. I'm looking at this stuff. It actually.
Hell no, Chris.
Yeah.
For your cabbage, it's tactical bacon.
No way. It's a strip. No shit.
Nope.
You need that.
Oh,
totally
I'm out with those folks again in June, I think it is. Because I have to go and put stuff on and look pretty. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious to have.
Here's the next tattoo.
I just found you can actually buy a case of tactical.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I remember this. This is awesome, man.
I made this myself because the date between the rings, that's my anniversary. So, because I always forget my anniversary. My wife is like, you got to start remembering my anniversary. I'm like, well, let's get it fucking tattooed then. So that's 5/17/2003. And then the rings, the little wave thing there, my wife's nickname is Mar, and Mar is C in Spanish. And then that next row of Roman numerals is the birth dates of my children. And then the ones below that are the birth dates of my grandkids.
And you get this like nice big back piece here. What are you thinking? Where are you thinking of doing it?
Right here.
There you go.
I was just going to say long and skinny. Yeah, nice. Yeah. That's cool.
So I'll get that. I'll get that in March too. The next trip down.
Changing back to tactical bacon again.
Bacon.
We need this.
Yes.
Yeah, that might have to happen. All right. So tactical bacon, the actual tactical bacon, you can order it in by the case. So don't be surprised if a case of tactical bacon shows up.
Nice. Yeah, I can see that. A case of 12 9-ounce cans.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, don't buy that.
No, I'm nope. So yeah, I love you guys. I'll get yelled at if I do that.
I saw the price too, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, no. I might order a case and then I'll split it out because that would be a fun gift just to send people for giggles.
How about you send me that?
I'm just going to get you the.
How about you send me that AR Banshee?
Oh, I can do that.
Or I'll take the Resolute.
Oh,
Same site.
Here is the original tactical bacon.
Spam. My gosh. You know what I miss? Are you Amazoning? Yeah. You know what I miss? Is canned corned beef. So in the UK, we used to make a can. Good grief. You just
missed that. That is readily available.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah.
I can drive down and go get it. I know where it's at.
Right now. Seriously. Go grab it on the shelf.
No way.
I can go get it right off the assembly line or where the fuck they make that thing.
Yeah. The Hormel.
Mm-hmm. Austin, Minnesota.
Yeah. There we go. Oh my gosh.
Right here, you can get your corned beef. This is
no, I don't want that. No. I want corned beef. The sliced corned beef.
No problem. Easy peasy all day.
Oh, no way. My God, that was like a serious treat in the household as a kid. Like as a kid, that getting some of that, it was that mashed potato, pickle, Branston pickles, for like lunch. That was like the best, like comfort food. So that I'm ordering a 12-pack. I don't get it till next week. What in Smeg?
Just remember your salt that day.
I don't care. I has corned beef. I make mashed potato, and I have that and Branston pickle. I need more Branston pickle. I am actually running out of Branston pickle.
And then when I text you the next day and say, "How's it going?" and you said fucking out, know that I love you and I tried to help you.
Oh my gosh. No, oh my good grief.
This is recorded too.
Yeah, that is true. It will come. Oh, I can get a wow. Okay, this is cool. Can you go to the shops and buy this? I know it's a daft question. Okay, all right. Well then, no, you know what? I'm buying it from here because I'll bloody well forget it. I'm just going to add it to the cart so I don't forget it. There we go.
Do you got Prime Fresh?
I do, but I feel horribly wasteful when I do that. So I tend to go get my ass to the shop. Yeah, I don't mind I'll use Prime for certain stuff and I'll try and combine shipments, all that kind of good silliness, but man, I'm out of Branston pickle as well. That reminds me.
I'll get you a special can from the ghetto Walmart. I'll even make a TikTok so you can see just how questionable of a Walmart this is.
Oh, that's a little scary. I don't want a pack of one. I want a big pack of Branston pickle, for crying out loud. Why can't I have a decent pack? I do miss, small chunks, even better.
This is the shopping on the internet portion of the Security Shit Show.
I apologize. Yeah. Total.
Keeping shit show cupboards full since whenever the hell it was invented. That I can't even remember. It probably wasn't that long ago, and it's fucking up into the world. Amazon.
This is actually situational awareness because, you know, the extra toilet paper, the extra drinking water, and cans of corned beef and Branston pickle. There we go. I've got my, I'm good. That's all I need.
You sure you ain't adding duct tape and plastic sheeting to your list of necessary supplies?
No, I got shovels and I know where to put them.
I need some pigs.
No, I know where you're going with this one. No, I think if we get out to Nebraska before all hell breaks loose, we have some pretty well sealed areas there that we could use. We got a couple of places that go into the side of the hills, which is actually rather useful.
Well, I've got my Greenbrier bunker tour booked, so we can be 720 feet into the hillside.
When shit goes down, I say I'm on a tour. I'm staying here. Thank you. Ta-ta.
Power plant, 25,000 gallons of water, 3 14,000-gallon diesel fuel tanks, 12 hospital bed clinic, operating rooms.
That place was amazing. I mean, it was seriously, that place was pretty amazing.
Well, they kept it up to date until 1995 when it was leaked.
Yeah.
So all the tech in there is at least 95.
Which, I mean, if all you're doing is hunkering down for a while, who cares if it's, you know, freaking, I mean, at that point, who cares? As long as the damn stuff, well, probably works better back then anyway, let's face it. Mm-hmm. The diesel genset is not connected to an IoT device. It's a freaking gauge, an actual gauge that you tap and it works.
Stories. So there you go. Well, what are our closing thoughts on awareness and situations and circumstances
and such?
And yeah, exactly.
I hate to say this. I almost it's kind of take the Evan tact on this one, which is, you know, get your fucking head out of the clouds and pay attention for once.
I am going to figure out what combination of dance moves that I need to do in a TikTok video to captivate enough fucking attention to gather enough people with eyes on screen to sneak in some kind of training and just rinse and fucking repeat until bit by bit by bit, I can build the human up to be like, oh, hey, that's a thing. I should avoid that.
No, fuck it. Let the machines take over. I'm done at this point. I hate to say it, Darwin needs to take over for a little bit. We could do a little thinning of the herd.
Well, you know, let the power go off for about 2 days. It'll self-correct.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? I think I got neighbors. They're tasty.
I honestly believe 48 hours without power or communication in our current state in this country, we absolute pandemonium at levels. Like, and all the people that you think are going to show up, they're part of the problem because they need TP too.
What was it's The Purge, isn't it? It'd be like The Purge. I've never watched one of those. I've only ever seen the trailers, but it feels like it would be like, I would be interested. No, actually, I'm not sure if I would. There is a part of me that would be interested in how long it would take us to fall to like that anarchical level.
I don't have hard science. I'll tell you my gut feel. The minute that everybody looks at their phone, looks up, looks around, looks back down at their phone, does that about 2-3 more times, and then gets this look on their face, you've got about an hour and a half before the first window breaks.
You think?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah?
All of whatever their steady diet of whatever shitty social media feed they were on before that phone turned off will be now a solidified thought. And if the current climate of the world is coming to an end because Putin, and then the phones go blue, blue.
But okay, so
I'm being generous at an hour before, and then I think over the next 6 to 8, it gets pretty sketchoid, and at 8 to the next 48, it's just increasing levels of fucktardery.
Okay, so let me ask this one: we're taking the phones off, but are we taking like radio frequencies and shortwave and longwave, or are we still leaving those? Because
who do you know besides yourself that owns equipment to tap into any of those frequencies? Who you know got an FM radio with an antenna attached to it at the house that's under the age of 70?
Our entire community, but that's about it, really. I mean, there's
By the way, and no one will think that their car has one and go sit in the car.
I mean, there is that. You're still gonna have people that are gonna be like, the car, it's still working. Like, I mean, there would be. You got the emergency brought. That's not gonna work because your phone's down.
How about the fact that's all VoIP? How about the fact that radio broadcast now is all, the last mile of the signal's analog, but everything leading up to it's digital.
Yeah, that sucks, isn't it? Oh,
now those of us that have thought about this may or may not be in possession of ham gear.
Quite a.
You may not live in a Faraday cage so that it'll work when it needs to.
And we can amp it way beyond what the FCC is happy about.
Well, at that point, who gives a shit? Game on. I'm climbing the pole in the backyard and tapping directly into the transformer. Let's boost it.
No shit. Yeah, excuse me, dear neighbor. I'm about to run more and more cables across your fence, and I'm doing it in an overt way rather than what I normally do. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think a lot of us will be. I mean, again, I
lived without a cell phone for many years and survived.
I want to think better of humans. In some ways, I want to be like the anti-normal me, and I want to think better of humans that we could last more than a few hours before we start to break down. But
not if there's a vacuum of information. To quote some of Evan's wisdomy shit.
Yeah,
gaps get filled.
Mm-hmm. They do, unfortunately. They don't, and especially to your point, in this timeline at the moment. You know, honestly, it'd be worthwhile taking it down just for shits and giggles. I know I can affect a bunch. I'd be interested just to take a bit of it down just for giggles.
I've lived through this at a very small scale where I was in a large multi-housing complex that lost power, and about maybe 5 to 8 minutes in, the first street sign got ripped out of the ground. At about 25 minutes in, a car had been flipped. And at a half an hour in, law enforcement was asking me if I could get people to go back to their homes. And I'm like, you got the guns and badges. What do you want me to do? They go, we can arrest him. You can evict him. Here's a bullhorn.
Shut the hell up.
I've seen it with my own eyes, man. It gets spooky in a hurry.
Wow, I'd be interested. Okay, so maybe this is a topic that we do touch on at some point, just for shits and giggles. I would be interested if there's any. I've never looked for the studies for any of this. I'd be interested if anybody's really sat down And
Well, yeah, they have. Call them. You have the clearance to read it.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I suppose. All right. Well, maybe we'll have to see if some of that can find its way out.
Because I guarantee you, they've run that scenario.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, yeah, especially with Okay, good points. All right. God, help, we're fucked, aren't we? Oh dear.
So here's what you can do though.
Well, Ryan, you saw where my house is in Mexico, right?
Oh yeah, baby.
But there's a reason why it sits where it sits.
Because that'll be coastal property.
Well, not just that, but when the shit, I mean, you got to come up the fucking hill.
Right. And I've got the advantage of the high ground. Duck and weave, serpentine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you saw where the microwave antennas are.
Mm-hmm.
Radio towers, so we're good.
Nice.
And they're very accessible because it's Mexico, so you can basically just walk right up to them.
Right? Yeah. I'm here to service the antenna. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Although technically you can do that here too.
Oh yeah, I was going to say you get out of get out of the metro.
But even there, it's better because Mexicans love to help you. They're like, oh yeah, and they'll lift the shit for me and they'll do all the work for me. And then when I get called to the stand and say, why did you do that? I say, I didn't do that.
I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
They're like, what do you mean you didn't do that? I'm like, they did it. And then they'll say, well, but you told them to. I'm like, I don't fucking speak Spanish. I don't know what the fuck they did it.
I was driving back from Albuquerque neck of the woods, and I was having some idle thoughts about the railway tracks that follow up and down the north-southbound railway tracks, and my little bit of history with some of that fun stuff. And every couple of miles you got the little silver thing, and it's all sitting out there in the middle of bugfuck nowhere, and there's nothing monitoring. I'm like, you just do so much in the middle of nowhere with this stuff. There's so many easy ways to do that stuff. Yeah, Albuquerque was fun. It was interesting.
I'll have 2 circuits coming in, right? We'll have the fiber, and then we've got Starlink coming, and then the third will be the radio antenna.
Yeah, you had line of sight. There was a big antenna up on the hillside, so you got line of sight for that, which is actually really nice.
Yeah, I plan to bring my radio gear next time I come down to visit.
Well, and Ryan, you'll eventually buy the house across the valley, so at that point,
but I can't. I'm not allowed to live there. Apparently, the valley's too loud, so we can vacation there, but we can't live there. I've been informed of this. Trust me, I was advocating for the purchase of said across valley house because we need to put in a zip line and a gondola. That has to happen. So I'm going to acquire it, and then that'll be the vacation home for the security studio employees. I will vacation and temporarily resident there. And then to appease my better half, I will have another residence elsewhere. This be the vision and the dream.
You want me to take care of her hearing for you?
I mean, she don't listen as it is anyway, so.
Well, but if I take care of the hearing, it is going to get louder for you. They talk louder when you take care of the hearing.
Please don't. No.
All right.
I love her.
Okay. We take care of your hearing too, and then everybody.
What? Can't hear you.
Yeah. 100%, man.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome too, man. And my closing thought is just, pay the fuck attention. I mean, seriously, it's not my job to pay attention for you. I'm doing the best I can. But if you're not going to play the game with me, then sorry, when you get fucked, man, I can't do it. I just, it's not my game. So people need to wake up to that because they're going to get hurt more and more and more. And it's not my problem. We're doing all we can do right now. I can't work more hours. You can't work more hours. Nobody can work more hours to try to protect you from you.
Yeah. Good way of putting it. I like it.
Let's just bring back the Mr. Yuck sticker. Every website. You know what? Hey, Anonymous, you want a fun project? Start labeling websites with Mr. Yuck stickers, please. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll go for that.
Oh dear. All good fun.
All right. Have a good one. I have a class to record still. I got a 2-hour class to record.
Good
Oh.
God, man.
Good God.
I'm in the same boat. I'm on a webinar at midnight. I got a midnight to 1:30 meeting. And then
So the night's just getting started.
yeah, I'm gonna go make myself a drink and sit down, and I got a nap earlier. I'm good for a while now. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna,
All of
yeah.
us. I'm talking to myself too.
yeah.
Right? We gotta be careful, guys. We still got a lot of work to do, and we've all been running a little extra.
Yeah.
So just
No, appreciate
No
it.
doubt about that. Yeah, I do too,
Yeah,
man.
appreciate it. I'm gonna take some downtime this weekend. As long as nothing gets too freaking crazy, I'm gonna try to literally shut the phone off this weekend. And if people need me, they know where I am. So it's in the fucking car.
I'm gonna super glue neodymium magnets together and hope I don't fuck up and super glue myself to them or get myself stuck between them.
There you go.
Be careful. Those buggers are. I have gloves.
You'll go see a doctor over that.
Gloves. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Love you. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.